So we at the Expo, Denver Expo, Reefstock Expo, and they got some pretty cool stuff. Wow. Look at that. Look at those clownfish. They're for sale at the end of the day. Is this alive? You see that?
Hey, how you doing?
Wow. Wow. Look at this. Every fisherman's dream. Well, aquarium person's dream. I don't think they can. Nah, they can. Just enough. Wow. Oh.
See,
Uh-huh.
he said it doesn't, he said, yeah, you bought a knockoff. And I was like, yeah, because I don't think it do anything, it's not. So,
Look at this. I'm trying to keep the kids back up some, so they know. You see that?
Hey, how you doing? Good. You doing good? I bought some for you girls. Off of eBay. Thank you. Yeah.
Wow.
I should have showed you a picture of that bomb squad. The one that came in kind late for the
It's hard for me to stay on track.
Wow.
Shipping Colorado steps.
Check them out. We get some stuff from them also for our fish tanks.
yeah, you see the borders is like
Nice.
We have it.
This is cool. Wow. This is nice.
that's the other firefish. That's the expensive one. That dude like $150.
He's cute.
And this is like right here. This guy I can
Oh,
tell
look
you.
at that bluefish.
Yeah,
Where'd he go?
that's a
Oh, there he
damsel,
goes.
a prepared damsel. And then they're kind of evil. I ain't gonna lie.
He said they kind of evil.
It's why there's only one in there.
Joel said he's tired of looking at aquariums. Ella don't care. Come on, guys. Come on, give me that. I'll hold this.
You already got so much in your hand. So we over here at the Reefstock. Man, look at this coral. Those old-fashioned leathers. You really don't see that dragon soul right there. And these are one of my favorites. Little firefish right here. Now this guy here, this is the one expensive clown. I think the price did come down a little bit, but they're still close to like $300 there. And these yellow tanks, you don't really see too many of them anymore in the stores. It used to be like $35. Now they're being bred, and you're gonna pay about $200 there. I mean, look at that meat coral. I just heard that Australia's about to shut down, so you may not be able to get these guys too much anymore. Australia is where you normally get these nice big old fat meat corals and things like that. and it's a shame. But luckily, you know, and you can't frag these guys. You can't frag them. You can't frag them anymore. I mean, not anymore. You could never really. Well, I guess you could frag them, but they're gonna look all weird, and they may end up dying. And this coral right here is probably good about $500. So, I mean, if you want to take that chance, I wouldn't. It's a beautiful tank. I need to store these guys up, man. Store them up, and it looks nice. Walking around.
Okay, so pretty much right now we're taking a place for every entire.
I might get one of these ICP tests.
I'll tell you.
Hey, how you doing, sir?
So it's something like as the
All right, so I'm back here again. Over here. I mean, look at this joint. I'm gonna flip this. Now, this is the kind of thing I like to have at the house. Man. Look at this sucker. All these little yellow tangs. Look at this. This is what I'm talking about. Something you can store up real fast and quick, but it looks really nice. Like, honestly, this is what everybody would think. Oh, it's a reef tank. My tank is like this, with no effort. Honestly, everybody would be all about this. But at home, I put so much effort and time and thought into it. You know what I mean? And my kids can care less sometimes. But this is beautiful though. This hobby is really for me. It's for me to relax and to enjoy. But they even using, they're even like, is that crushed coral? I'm not even sure. But this is like that old school stuff they put in. You go to those old school pet stores back in the day, and you're like, and it takes this well seasoned, like they can just start fishing and they'll live forever. And it seems like that tank's been set up for like 10, 15 years. I was thinking about doing these guys at one point, but I went with the other firefish. These are the purple firefish. My daughter liked the other one, and I like the other ones better too. I don't know, it's just the way they look. These ones, like they've been fighting a little bit. But it's beautiful. Look at this right here. Wish mine, I think I got that coral, but I wish mine would table out like that. But it's gonna be a couple of years, I guess. I gotta wait, I gotta be patient. I used to have these, and they got wiped out by another polyps. Some polyps grow faster than others, and they just compete and take over the whole thing like this. So just say like this was all green at one point, and these red looking polyps, they took over. It's beautiful, man. Beautiful thing. Alright. So that was fun. I wish I did more more videos. This right here. But what was that question?
I can't even remember.
You wanted to know how they set it up.
So fast. Yeah, because usually it'll be, when they set tanks up, it usually be cloudy for a few days.
Yeah.
Oh, you talking about when I sit down?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had that question.
So how they get it so clear so fast? Like.
So I remember when I was working with what's that store? Well, I don't think I should say the store name, but one of the fish stores I used to work with in Richmond, Virginia, we did like a little expo. So what we did was we went in there and we tried to take something that's already established, like like gravel or sand or whatnot, and we'll some live rock that we already had already running, and we'll try to put the corals on there real fast, and we'll put the fish in there that we just got in or whatnot. All we had around for a while, and then that'll be our display. But I think a lot of them folks, like a lot of those coral stations we had, they were just set up for sale. So either they had aged water or, you could do clean water, and they're only going to be in there for that day. You know what I'm saying? or just for that weekend, so it's not gonna really affect them too much. Not like when I set up a tank and the water looks clear at first, or it looks cloudy because I did it wrong, because the water hit the sand and the sand went all over the place. I get better with that, so.
No, you did.
See? But no, it's just like so that's what we did. And a lot of it was really trying to get rid of them corals that was leaving. That one guy, he tried to lower down the price a little bit more. But I really don't have space for anything else.
Other than the corals that you got.
Yeah, other than the corals that I got. Those are like, now I'm
You bought 2 corals, that's it.
Yeah, I'll show y'all. So I got this Oregon blue tort. It looked like Dookie right now. It looks kind of purple, but honestly, if you look, oh man, sit there, look at that. See where it's kind of like a blue tinge. This is like the bluest coral you could probably get on Acapora wise. And then you got let's see what I got. I got this Dragon Soil 5-year that's kind of leaking in the bag. It has like this mystic. I like it has like a yellow, green, and kind of orangey thing going on with it, but it in the right light it hits, it looks like it's really, really glowing. See, we're in the daylight right now, and you can just tell how it's glowing. So that's gonna look real nice, especially when it starts growing. That Oregon blue tort is gonna look like a fingernail for like a while. It's a slow grower. It's a slow growing, but once it starts to branch out and everything, it's really nice looking. And those green chromas we got, those fish, they really like swimming in those branches. If you notice, like in that bird's nest I got in there, that big one I got from Anthony.
Okay.
Yeah, and they're like hiding and getting all in that. It was overall, I think it was a success. I liked it. It was fun. I got to meet Julian Sprung, which I did not record because I was an idiot. I forgot to take a picture with the man. He had a algae scraper that I honestly I saw on not eBay. Well, yeah, you can get it on eBay too, on Amazon. And they like $15, man. I ain't gonna lie, they like 15, and they stainless steel, right? He got one. I'm not gonna lie, his look a lot better. They got this nice little polished look to it, almost like, what's that, Damascus steel?
Yeah.
With those whorls in it. It looked kind of like that, and it's like a grayish tone to it, not that polished metal. So it looks really nice. And I asked him how much was it. He said $40. Man, I like Julian Sprung. Julian Sprung is a really old school reefer that was like writing books and diving. What's that guy named? Jacques Cousteau?
I think so.
Yeah, I think I'm probably saying his name wrong. I look at him like one of those guys, you know, who was keeping things and stuff. Cause back in the day, in the early, like when reef keeping was in its infantry stage, I guess you want to say, a lot of people won't keep in corals. They'll be keeping crushed coral, and they bleached out corals, and they'll keep mostly fish. And they put like one of those little black lights over it. And then as people went on and on, they kept on pushing the envelope. Then they noticed, oh, if I get live rock, which is rock calcified coral, fossilized coral to say, from the ocean that has all this bacteria and creatures and sponges and all that stuff. That's why they call it live rock. Just use that. They was able to keep more stuff. Then they noticed pieces of coral was growing on it, like zoanthids and things, and the little small anemones. But they also didn't realize a lot of pests was one of those things, like pistols. Pistol shrimps are kind of like a pest a little bit if you don't know what they are. Yeah, those things hurt when they hit your finger. Mantis shrimps. I mean, anything that's called, they put them in groups as smashers and spearers. So just imagine that. They nicknamed them thumb splitters. So I don't think you want to see those. Nowadays you can't really get live rock like talking about. You got to get, if you get anything from the fish store, it's usually rock that was farmed out somewhere. It may not even be from the ocean. They just mined it and then they put it in the ocean. I mean, limestone is basically what it is. And then bacteria and types of algae will grow on it and stuff, then they'll sell it as live rock. But basically it's just dead rock. It's literally, I don't like that term, but that's what it is. And then they got, at the expo they had a lot of expensive stuff. Stuff that I don't have money for. And if I did have money for it, honestly, I probably wouldn't use it because I'm not used to using all that technology. Like I just got into automating my, using like my alkalinity, magnesium, and all that good stuff. Calcium using a dosing pump. And that was only like, a couple of years ago I decided doing that. They got stuff now that will test the water for you and do all those other different things, water change automatically for you and all that. I don't even have space to hook stuff up like that. And my tank seems to be doing just fine, so But other than that, it was great. We got a few good free things too. Henderson got this free hat. See it. He got that free hat from there. Some guy saw him looking at it and he was like, I want that hat. So I said, I can't get that, son. And he said, oh man, give it to him. He gave him the hat. And we had some little artwork that was free, like little wooden things that were painted that fluoresce in that blue light, so that's gonna look nice.
I can't believe that!
You wasn't recording.
Well, they got some good chicken. We eating at Ikea because they got good
Hold on,
chicken.
I know I pushed that button, yo.
Did you record at all?
I know I pushed the button, I don't know. Let me see.
Wait.
It probably happened when you failed.
Oh yeah, I hope not. I hope we're recording. That was a lot of information on the stage.
Just for it not to be catching.
Now I had to be on there. We had to redo all that. Let's see, let's start.
Where they picking his nose. I'm trying not to laugh.
Imagine him seeing the video like, oh, what?
Oh crap. Look at the tweet.
That's nasty, man.
I mean, that dude was digging up his stuff.
Yo,
He was tearing them boogers up. I can't.
Yo, don't that look good though?
No, it look cold.
Yeah, it looks cold.
Maybe
But yo,
y'all are cold.
it's those chicken tenders I want.
Yeah, but and the mac and cheese.
Chicken.
And the mac and cheese.
The mac and cheese.
Mac and cheese. I want the
Look, let me see. Let me show you your hat. Restock.
I ain't get no.
I keep forgetting.
No, the whole time I was in that joint, I was like cooking, man. I'm so glad I went to that bathroom.
He's talking about people. He's talking about people.
I got my stomach light now. I'm ready to fill it back up.
say that quiet.
Good.
You say that like you're embarrassing me.
They about to cook too. They eating this food. You know these about to, come on, man.
Tell them they gonna release them dookie loads.
This ain't a restaurant. They selling furniture, cooking food. You don't tell me you know nobody cooking right now?
No.
I'm done.
Cooking right there.
I'm done. What did you just say again?
They said they gonna be it's a full bakery in this joint. Come on, man. It's a furniture store, first of all. Secondary, cooking food. You need ain't nobody here baking the loaf of bread right now. That's the fix you
More like logs.
You're a log. Is that holiday surprise?
I can't. So this is our tank at home. Our saltwater tank. Alexis, can you take it?
Oh, take it.
Go further up. So you can
I'm gonna put that blue one.
when you can
You want to talk?
finish them.
Yeah, I don't know.
Finish it off.
Light go out.
Yeah.
It's recording.
It's
Oh, it is? Oh. Alright, so this is the tank I was talking about that I kind of said I've been working hard on. I mean, I went through every little thing that you could think of. Fish diseases was number one. I think I caught it, what, 2, 3 times?
Ooh, yes.
Yeah, one for moving and adding new fish during that time. Second time, re-upping, like putting new fish in here and not quarantining. Because I thought the place said they were quarantining and then they weren't. So I caught it with that one. And this is the new guys that were literally sitting in a 10-gallon, a 20-gallon tank for about almost half the year. Just about. It felt like. So, as you can tell, like this little coral right here, I literally got it and it was about maybe a 3-incher, 3-4 incher, and now look at it, and that's like maybe 2-3 months worth of growth right there. That's fast growth. And yeah, this guy here, this puffer, I think he's chewing on my this is called a pinky bear on Akapur, and it's not that pretty. I thought it would be, but it's really not. This is my ATL clover back there. It has like little teal blue tips on it. I don't know if you can see that. And that's my green slimer, who's kind of been through it a few times. In fact, that was one piece and then it got broken into 2 pieces, and they're kind of growing side by side. This multi-pore cap was a small little thumbnail. I mean, like this little, and it's taking over. Actually, it was about the size of this green one. And you can see it's taking over that, so I'm going to have to move him. And I don't know what this guy's doing. I think it's splitting in 2. So I kind of let him do his thing. And usually it has like little polyps growing out the top. But this is what my wife is talking about. See, most of these corals are been here for a bit. So they've been growing on the rocks and they're changing. And she saw how my tank was when I moved it and I re-scaped everything. I got all this hair algae all over the place. It was just not a pretty thing. And then I found out it was dinoflagellate, or however you say it, which is like a, I don't know exactly what it is, but it took forever to go away. It was stringy, bubbly, looked like slimy stuff with bubbles all in it. It was pretty gross. But I got rid of that, and I tried my hardest not to grow any coralline algae on the back. I tried to scrape it, but I just got lazy and I just, whatever. It's a little small. This is my Digi Fire, Forest Fire Multi-Pore. Pretty sweet. It's broken a few times, and I just kind of glued him on a rock, and they have been really growing. This green one is really, look, he's all in the way. This green guy is really taking over too. This blue one that's right here is supposed to be blue. Well, it is blue, but it's a very slow grower. I mean, it's literally that stick and has like 2 little humps growing, but you can see it's encrusting. I mean, and look, this one I'm talking about. These are some things that next time I do this fish tank, I'm just gonna leave some stuff out. For instance, these clove polyps right there, it's supposed to be down here, but somehow they got up there and it is growing all over this. I mean, it looks cool, but these corals like to sting other corals and take over, and I'm not into that. This right here was like a little piece, and now it took over this whole rock. There's other polyps on here, and you don't even know it because this thing smothered everything. It was different colors on here, like orange and yellows. So I don't think I'm gonna do zoanthids anymore or clove polyps. This Fiji yellow, you can't really find that guy anymore anywhere. It's like one of them old school corals. I'm hoping this clownfish will eventually go into that anemone in the back. Kinda just got this guy. Is a green tip bird's nest, and it's going to probably be somewhat similar to this dude once it starts taking off. This is supposed to be a red posting zinnia. I haven't seen it pulse, and I kind of scraped it off the rock thing. You know, I didn't really like it, and it grew right back. So this guy, it's a Petco special. It was pink, and now it's yellow. And this green one was also, I think it was a leftover from when I moved over, and it just kind of split and it kind of stayed like that.
803.
So we got this this guy. It's a Trichophilia. Almost like it was like a meat coral right now because it's hungry. It usually expands a lot bigger than that, but right now it's like the light's about to cut off on us in a little bit. It's going to dim down some more. Same thing with this clam. Normally open up a little more, but it's, you know, yeah, it's about that time. Green star polyps. It's a little small piece that took over this whole rock and started going on to the the sand bed here, and I had to break it off and put it over here. It's literally growing on the sand. See, that's what I'm talking about. These corals like to spread and get onto everything, so you kind of have to know what's happening. Like right here, this is yellow Porites. I can't remember how to say it, but as you could tell, my red cap Monty is like overtaking it. So I actually broke a piece off and put it right here to kind of save it. I even scraped some of it off right here, and then you see it came right back. So I don't know, but this is what I'm talking about. Even this was a green toadstool that it was really large. This sucker was taking most of that rock right there where you see the bird's nest. And I scraped some of it off, and some of the pieces stayed on, and now it's growing some more. So I don't know what's really going to happen with that. Either that bird's nest is going to end up killing it, or it's going to end up just breaking off, you know, killing some of the bird's nest. Hopefully it doesn't kill the whole colony. I don't want that to happen. But all in all, this is the reef as it is now. These two little baby clowns, which I hope that go right into that nice little bubble tip. And then me back there is they call it a rainbow bubble tip. But we don't know. Eventually it'll do it. Look at those feet and tentacles. That guy normally doesn't look like that. He is hungry. He wants something to eat. But yeah, I mean, years of reading, looking, and everything. This is become a fanatic and spend almost all your money, and this is what you end up getting. That's pretty cool. And my wife thinks my fish are a little too small, but the thing, you think you like them?
Yeah, I like them small. I ain't gonna lie, I missed the lionfish. Looking at him, you know. But when I saw how big he gonna get, I was like, yo.
Yeah, he was gonna eat. I had to promptly tried him, but now it's like, nah, he's gonna start eating everything. And then, so I went back to my little guys. I just like seeing them dart in and out of the corals like you would if you went diving. You know what I mean? As if you went in, you know, you're not going to see everybody all the time. That lionfish, you're going to always see him. Even though his favorite spot was right there. Then he sees me, he comes out, he thinks it's time. So all in all, at first, you know, my second re-up was more like these big guys I had. Like that lionfish we were just talking about, and had a not lunar wrasse. It was in the same family, I forget what type it was. I had an eel in here, I had all kinds of little guys. I was a lot of tangs I had in there. I had a blue hippo tang, or some people call regal tang. I had a purple tang, so this yellow guy here. And I had a convict tang. So, and I loved them all, man, especially the tangs. Everybody was doing so well. Oh, I had a flame angel. And then all of a sudden, you know, I think I forgot what I added in there, but it took down everybody, man. I think it was everybody went. So I tried, man. I definitely tried to save them. The tangs were doing pretty good and everything. And all of a sudden, I had a lettuce, seaweed growing right here, and I was like, oh man, they would deserve something, you know, natural. And my dumb tail, after almost 2 months of quarantine, I took those guys out. I took that lettuce out, seaweed, and I put it right in the tank like an idiot, and everybody caught it all over again. So that second bout, they just couldn't handle it, and they all just went up in smoke. So that's what happens, man. But it's about the light's about to go ahead, so I'm gonna go ahead and end this now.